Aside from the 5 core essentials I laid out, food would be the first on my list after those items. The only reason it didn't make it into the top 5 is there are certain bug out bags, like the get home bag or the assault bag, where you are only going to be out and about for a day or so, and you can easily last a day without food or just a couple Clif Bars. You can only go so long without food until your body starts to shut down. In the high stress and high energy activity of actively bugging out of a city, you're going to need plenty of calories or else your body's going to crash. In recent years, there have been some new high-tech survival bars, otherwise known as emergency food rations, that can give you between 2,400 and 3,600 calories in a small, lightweight package. I do not recommend them for bugging out though, and would only purchase them as a last resort when all your other long-term food is depleted at your retreat. Regardless of how prepared you may be, a collapse scenario is going to be a very stressful situation, and it has the ability to push you beyond your mental limits. Even the most normal people can be pushed too far to the point of insanity and deep depression. I'm not kidding when I say that having good tasting food to eat after a stressful and physically demanding day can really lift your spirits. If you spend an entire day struggling to push yourself and your family and then sit down to eat a survival bar that tastes like cardboard, you're probably going to want to slit your wrists. If you are forced to walk to your retreat carrying a pack or pushing a grocery cart, you need to realize that your body is burning double or triple the amount of calories you would be burning in a normal day sitting at your cubicle. Plan accordingly. Just because the Mountain House meal says it is 2 servings doesn't mean it's actually 2 servings for most of us. With the large amount of food necessary to get you through 3 days worth of hiking, you need to be mindful of weight. The answer for most preppers is the freeze-dried food. I always get a little chuckle when I hear the survival experts mention this rationale. The one thing you need to remember when you're going with Mountain House meals is that you still need water to prepare it. If you have to carry that water on your person, then it's not really saving you weight. If you're traveling where water is scarce, this means that you'll need to carry extra water with you to make your meals. At the end of the day, freeze-dried foods don't weigh less, because the water to reconstitute them has to come from somewhere either on or in your person. I am not going to tell you what type or brand of food to carry. This is an area where every individual's taste buds are different. Make sure you try each flavor at home before you stuff them into your bug out bag. You don't want to discover that you absolutely despise Mountain House lasagna, which happens to be one of my favorites, and be forced with the realization that you have to eat that for the next 3 nights. Talk about a depressing thought. I personally have yet to try a Mountain House meal that I didn't like or couldn't stomach. On the other hand, every single knockoff brand of MREs has caused me to want to gag. If you are going the route of MREs, I highly recommend you buy the actual military surplus MREs, especially when buying on eBay. Beware of false advertising. A lot of manufacturers use fake terms like military contracted, military approved, mil spec, and other terms that may be confusing. Make sure they are official military surplus labeled menu box A or menu box B. There are a lot of different guides to buying a box of MREs online, and you want to make sure you don't buy any that are past their expiration date. So just do a Google search, and there's a lot of forums that discuss how to buy MREs online. In my opinion, what I personally carry in my bug out bags is a mixture of Mountain House, the Pro Pack variety, which are the vacuum packed meals. These take up a lot less space in your bag. I also carry MREs. These are your tan package, your normal run-of-the-mill menu A, menu B MREs. And I also carry cold weather MREs, depending on the time of year. These are called LRPs, or long range patrol MREs. They're a little harder to find, but you can sometimes find them on eBay. They are obvious as the outer wrapper is white instead of the tan. LRP rations have all the same features as a normal MRE, except that most of the items are freeze-dried. They also have a much longer shelf life than normal MREs, which is the main reason I prefer them. While I like Mountain House meals, they don't give you near the variety or calories as MREs. You are essentially stuck with one food item. In an MRE, you get extra side items like crackers, cheese, pound cake, brownies, drink mixes, and candy. It is a much more pleasant meal than simply eating a single pouch of food. With either type of MRE, I highly recommend you remove the outer bag and repack them in a Ziploc bag to save space while removing the items you don't need. I have no use for 6 bottles of Tabasco sauce, 3 dozen creamer and salt packets, 6 plastic spoons. I have no need to carry that extra stuff. Only remove the outer pouches on the MREs that you are actually placing in your bug out bag. For the best long-term storage purposes at your retreat location or at your home location, always leave the outer pouch on until you're ready to set out. And one last thing to remember when packing your food in your bug out bag, you don't just need Mountain House meals or MREs. You need to make sure you have some good high quality food stashed away in your cargo pockets. I recommend Cliff Bars, beef jerky, nuts, maybe even some candy. That way you can add a little bit of energy while you're walking throughout the day and you're not just eating once or twice a day in the morning or in the evening when you set up camp.